This is an original Derise documentary about how three men became one. Trinity, the Fagin, the Lee, and the two-putt Sandy.
In the name of the Fagin, and the Lee, and the two-putt Sandy.
In the name of the Fagin, and of the Lee, and of the two-putt Sandy.
Describe my first date with a Derise, or with Derise. Oh, the woman. Well, keep in mind this was 2006, which was, great time for music. A lot of serious beats back then. There was that Bad Day song from American Idol, like You Had a Bad Day. That was, so I wanted to take her dancing. I wanted to see if she could move. Natasha Bedingfield was really big back then. Panic at the Disco. So, we went to a place in Prattville, Tucky Heights. Kind of got our groove on for a while. Of course, we had to go to IHOP. It was weird because she ordered and she just kept going. So I thought she was kind of ordering for all of us, which, was a turn on. I like a confident woman. But then she asked me what I wanted afterwards, and I became a little, uncomfortable. But she's so confident and so vivacious. I was mesmerized. And then she showed me her heart necklace and told me she thought her heart might belong to me. I just wish I hadn't found out later that she said that to Bowman as well. My first date with Derise involved a futon, grits, a bottle of Parrot Bay, and season 2 of Northern Exposure. So I'll just leave it at that.
Talk a little bit about my first date with Derise. Yeah, I can talk a little bit about that. Oh, what a night. She picked me up around 7 o'clock. Frankly, from the moment we met each other, we just couldn't keep our hands off each other. Now, some may argue that that's next to impossible in a 1993 hatchback Honda Civic, but that's not the point. The point is there was a spark in those first few moments. A spark that I'll never forget. So anyways, after about 20 minutes of a little messing around, dinner was my choice. And so, I didn't want to come on too strong, but I also wanted to leave the right impression, let her know that I was pretty serious and, looking forward to keep this moving. So, naturally I told her to head on over to the Red Robin on 27th Street. Have a nice little dinner there. Being the gentleman that I am, I ordered for the table. So a waitress came over. I order a Whiskey River barbecue burger, a Baja turkey club sandwich, cup of chili, 2 large orders of sweet potato fries, and a Diet Coke. Now, I had already had a pretty big lunch a few hours earlier, so I just grabbed like a grilled chicken salad and an iced tea for myself. Dinner was great. We sat there for probably, over 2 hours. Great conversation. I requested a couple tunes on the jukebox for Derise. She really liked that. But just really, really nice. Great girl. And so after dinner, we drove over to the Point just for relaxation. Parked the car and just laid out a blanket and just looked at the stars. Time just seemed to drift away in those moments. Just laying there in each other's arms in a spoon. It was just absolutely magical. Time just seemed to just slip right away. A few hours passed, and sure enough, the sun started to creep up over the horizon. Supposedly, it was just gorgeous. Now, I was the big spoon behind Derise, so I couldn't really see it, but her descriptions were just phenomenal. It sounded so gorgeous. Just reminded me a lot of her, really. So it's just an excellent morning, a really nice way to cap off the date. So we packed up our things, fooled around a little bit on the hood, got back in the car, and Derise strapped me off and left me with what I thought was just a really promising, exciting experience and an outlook that things were just going to be amazing for the two of us going forward. I've never heard from her again.
What did I think about the 4-team format when I first heard it? Well, my first thought actually was, what if I get stuck on Pete's team and I have to do a bunch of song parodies? It's such a low form of humor. What do I want to be, Weird Al Yankovic or something?
How did I feel about the 4-team format? I was torn a little bit. I mean, 4 is more than 3, but it's less than several, so it's going to change the dynamic a little bit. I think it's really going to be a big boon for the hymns, because there's nothing that beats a 3-part harmony.
When the teams were first announced, I was thrilled. I thought 3 Catholic Republicans from blue states heading to a red. Maybe we can pick at a Planned Parenthood in between rounds or something. What was the question again?
When Ryan Lee puts on navy blue, he temporarily levitates.
Ryan Lee is so charismatic, he once convinced former President Jimmy Carter to bet one night a year for 20 years in the Lincoln bedroom in a game of Keno. And now Ryan and his wife enjoy that privilege every year.
When I got that email about Vodka Bob's injury, I mean, the first thought was, 3 days of getting my ass kicked in Alabama. But, once I heard about the heart he showed, diving for that ball, getting that dig, that beach house in Wisconsin, that lake house, it's going to take the Alabama National Guard to pull that shovel away from us.
The other thing about, Rob Fagan, I mean, he's so tough and so intimidating. Albinos are actually just black people who have crossed his path.
Not many people know this, but to get this hat last year, Greg actually challenged Joe Sakic to a best-of-3 shootout with Patrick Waugh and Ned. Greg won.
Greg Abel could get up and down out of a grain silo with just a putter.
Who am I most looking forward to competing against? Well, I'm definitely gunning for Wilkie's spot as the 11th best golfer on this trip. In college, he went over the back of one of my fraternity brothers on a key point. Last year, he hit a putt on TPC Championship course on 18 and pulled out some push-ups afterwards. Showed us up a little bit. So there's definitely bad blood. But the guy owns a fucking townhome, so it's not really going to be an easy task.
Who am I most looking forward to playing against? Andy Bowman. Next question.